Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Lionheart Leo channel. I'm your host, Leo. I have been an Akashic Records reader, a spiritual practitioner for over 11 years. I have helped hundreds of clients, thousands of souls move on and step into the highest and best version of themselves, let go of subconscious patterns that aren't working for them anymore, and really just let that past trauma that's collected in our past lives go. So if you're interested in spiritual awakening, in understanding different dimensional aspects of yourself, stepping into your highest and best version of you, manifesting spirit guides, all that good stuff, past lives, I am here to help. So make sure you hit that subscribe bell so that you get notified when I release new content. And like this video, leave a comment. It helps the channel like you wouldn't believe, and share it with a friend if you feel like it would help them as well. We're one big family here on Earth, and I know we got a lot of work to do, but I think that the more love and kind of focus we can put out there, the better. So welcome. I'm really excited to chat about today's subject. We're talking about the ego. And I know a lot of people like to be like, my ego died this long ago, blah, blah, blah. Ego death, it's the only way to move forward and be spiritual. And I'm here to kind of challenge that a little bit, I think. My spirit guides have shown me, the archangels have shown me, and the Akashic Records have shown me is that our ego is actually a tool, and it's a tool that we can really utilize on Earth. A lot of the time when people speak about having an ego death, it's actually a temporary experience and it's not an ongoing thing in their life. I wrote a blog post about this a while ago, but I really do think that we need our ego to function well in the 3D, in our meat suit on Earth. Because we exist in a dualistic, contrast-based dimension, right? Things are really dense here, right? Like I can touch my hand and things don't go through it. In the spirit world, that's not the case. We're all kind of floating energy, right? So we're in such a dense contrast-based dimension so that we can better understand who we are by seeing what we're not, right? I know I value honesty because when I see someone lying, it irks me, makes me upset, right? I know I am a medium height because I've seen people who are shorter than me and people who are taller than me. If I've never seen anyone who's a different height than me, the concept of height doesn't even really exist to me, right? So that's how we can think about the 3D. That's why we come here, is to experience those moments of contrast and difference from one another so we can deeper understand the concept of unity and our own power and who we are as a light being by understanding all these different layers of maybe not acting fully from love and light, right? So in the 3D, our ego really serves us. And our ego is not some evil thing trying to ruin our day. Our ego really is there to help us survive, right? Our ego is the one that tells us, hey, don't shoot too far, don't jump too high, don't run in front of that car, don't jump off that, tall building or whatever. Because, right? We came here for a purpose. They're trying to keep us grounded on Earth. And a lot of how they do that is by telling us stories. And a lot of those stories are fear-based, right? But that's all our ego is there to do, is to keep us grounded in our 3D reality. It's here to kind of anchor us to our third dimensional self and this concept that we've created of our lifetime and ourself in this lifetime. If we really knew what was out there, it'd be hard for us to want to stay grounded and connected to such a tough, challenging dimension that we're in. But we came here for a reason. It's amazing that we're here. I'm happy that you're here. And there's so much to be learned and gained from vibing here in the 3D for the time that we're here. So I really encourage you to use your ego to help you rather than hold you back. And one of the best ways we can do this is by checking in with our ego and realizing, hey, this story actually sounds like it's coming from my ego and I don't actually think this is helping me. So you can ask your ego, why are you telling yourself this story? Hey ego, why am I telling myself that, let's say it's scary to have like 1,000 followers on YouTube instead of like 500 subscribers, right? Why am I telling myself it's scary to be visible? What's the story I'm telling myself here? And then my fears are probably going to start to come up, right? And my ego is going to start telling me stories that I've been telling myself over and over and over again, or subconscious stories I've been holding about why it's scary to be visible, right? What if you make a mistake? What if you get canceled? What if you get a stalker? What if, all the things that we get fed informationally will get filed in our subconscious, and our ego will draw on those things to keep us small because it's trying to protect us. So instead of fighting your ego and making a resistance and even making your ego part of your shadow self by being like, my ego died a long time ago, I don't have ego. That sounds like ego to me when I hear that, right? Because someone whose ego truly died probably wouldn't have to make a video about how morally superior they are or spiritually superior they are. They would just be vibing and almost like creepy neutral, like not a lot of, passion or fear in their system. They'd just almost be like, very neutral. So most people have an ego, even if they like to tell you that they don't. And it's helpful. It's helpful to have one while we're in the 3D. Keeps us safe. But it doesn't have to take our life over, right? We don't want to be living out of balance with our ego. So we don't want to be suppressing it, pushing it out of our existence into our shadow self, pretending that it's not a piece of us when it is. And we also don't want to be letting it take the reins and lead our entire life when it's counteracting things that we want to do. So the best way to do this, get grounded, get centered, imagine this gooey white light inside of you opening up. This is your inner wisdom, your inner power, your inner strength, and it's filling your whole energy system. And it's just inherently who you are when we cut through all the bullshit. It's inherently who we are as this powerful, connected piece of source having a human experience, right? So take a few deep breaths and imagine that light just kind of opening up from kind of your heart and your solar plexus, just kind of the center of your being, if you will. Right? That's our power. That's our intuition. And then we can ask ourselves, try and get in tune and see if you can hear something. You can write out your answers freehand, what comes up first for you. You can use a pendulum if you like, or pull some tarot cards on this. So whatever method of kind of divination works best for you, use that. But I often ask my ego, and I'll hear a small voice kind of in the back of my head, kind of like here in my head. I'll say, ego, why am I holding on to the story that I can't be successful, or I can't be this, or I shouldn't do this, or why am I telling myself this story? A lot of the time I get, you're afraid to step into your power. But I'll usually cycle through a few things. I'll have a few things come up. And then I'll ask, hey, ego, can we reprogram this? Do we have to hold on to this? And a lot of the time, my ego will agree, yeah, you're right, we don't have to hold on to this. So I say, can we program in, and it's important that you program something in, can we program in a story into my ego, into my subconscious, where I might not always know what I'm doing, but I'll always figure it out? Doesn't that feel so much better, right? So think about what you would want to do instead of that self-destructive pattern. And it needs to be a story that is believable enough you can accept it and that your ego will accept it, but it's going to help you so much. And usually that's the end of it. We can go even deeper with this, and we can do some EFT tapping on it as well. So this is a great way to reprogram your subconscious beliefs as well. So if you want to start tapping on the top of your head, you can tap along with me. You can say what I say, or you can just receive the healing and the energy work on your behalf. So I deeply and completely love and accept and approve of myself. I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself. I know in the past I've been afraid. I might even still be afraid. I want to be spiritually awake. I want to be empowered. And I know sometimes my thoughts can disrupt that or just derail me completely. And so I am now ready to reprogram my ego and let that shit go, so that I can be the most relaxed, happy, and empowered version of myself possible. I know I don't have to kill my ego, and I accept that it's a natural part of my being. And I'm thankful for all the benefits that it gives me. But I also don't have to let it completely rule my subconscious. It doesn't get to be the lead part of my personality either. I'd like my ego to work in harmony with the rest of me and not keep me in a vibration of fear. So now, across all time, all space, all dimensions, and all realities, I accept my ego for what it is, and I now choose to reprogram certain aspects of it. The stories that I'm going to tell myself are now stories like, I'm going to figure this out. Everything's working out perfectly for me. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be here in the 3D. And the universe is always conspiring for my highest and best. I don't have to worry about messing things up too much, because my spirit guides have my back. And my ego's always telling me I can figure it out. I can figure it out. So now my ego's telling me things like, I don't know why I'm so lucky, but I always seem to have what I need at the absolute best time. The path gets revealed to me as I need to know. And I'm upgrading the types of challenges in my life. So instead of heartache and trauma, we're letting that shit go, because we are eternal beings and we've already had that experience. And instead of heartache and trauma, we are upgrading to constructive challenges. We're releasing drama and programming in self-discovery and self-growth in a gentler way. Can save the drama for when we enjoy TV or a book that we like, or even drama on social media that doesn't concern us. And instead, we only have room for constructive challenges. Like figuring out how we're gonna save all our money that we keep abundantly welcoming in. Having to grow a new piece of ourselves as we start a heart-aligned business. Having to figure out what colors to use for our next creative project. or how we can best support deep, meaningful relationships and connections. So ego, thank you for all that you do. Thanks for keeping us in check. But you don't have to take center stage anymore. And we can just chill a bit. We can now let our intuition take center stage and know that we are divinely guided. And as our ego now says, we are figuring things out. And so it is. I deeply and completely accept this. And I receive it now. I am empowered. And I'm loved. And I'm going to have the best life ever. And so it is. All right. Make sure you take a nice drink of water sometime soon. When we're EFT tapping, it's always a good idea to have clean hands. So make sure that whenever you do EFT tapping, you're washing your hands and everything. And thank you so much for vibing with us today. I hope that you feel a lot more empowered after watching this video. You deserve to feel empowered, right? If someone else can have something, you can have it too. If someone else is abundant, you deserve to be abundant too. If someone else is happy, you too deserve happiness. These concepts aren't pie. There isn't a finite amount of it to go around. So just because you want something or you want to attract something into your life doesn't mean that you're taking it away from someone else, right? There's a way to be abundant and aligned and still what we would consider a good person, right? I think it's not very effective to label people good and bad, but I know that's something that our ego typically says to us is like, well, you can't be X, Y, or Z because you want to be a good person. And I'm here to tell you, and your ego, so we can reprogram this into your ego, right? You are a good person. And if you had more good things in your life, you would just be able to do more good with those resources, right? If you were more intuitive, you would just do more good. If you had more money, you would do more good. You'd have more to share with people. You could invest that money in things that help you relax so you have more energy to give to people. You deserve beautiful things. And if someone else is exhibiting that they have those things, it's the universe showing you proof that you deserve it as well. So I'll leave you with that. I hope you feel great. I feel like that really reprogram some stuff for me too. So I'm glad we got to share this experience together, and make sure you like and comment if you like this video, hit subscribe, and let a friend know if you think it would help them, because I know that we love others so much and sometimes they just need a little helpful hint. So if you feel like one of your friends or family members is struggling with ego as well, feel free to pass this video along to them. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.